Good morning, business ethics scholars. Welcome to the middle of the first week of class. As you guys can see, it is bright and early. I'm trying to get a couple things done before everybody in the house wakes up and before I have to clock in for my other job. I just wanted to make sure I had a moment to check in with everybody. I did check the system last night, and I saw about half of the class was able to get into the McGraw-Hill Connect system. Like, you guys were at least able to get your access codes to work where you can access the system. Several of you have already started your assignments, which is awesome. It does look like that your assignments in Connect are porting over to Canvas, because I was able to check that in the gradebook and see that everything is syncing properly. So that is wonderful news that, with Canvas, like I said, being new, this is our first rollout of it district-wide, that things, for the most part, are running smoothly. You'll see that yesterday I released quite a few items that you guys will be doing over the course of the next 8 weeks. There's still 2 more things I need to include. So there's your discussion questions that I need to add that tie into your role plays and into your self-assessments. And then your final capstone project, we just received the information about that yesterday, so I need to kind of read over it a little bit more. Then what I'll do is I'll provide you guys with that information probably sometime this weekend. Again, that's not going to be due until the very last day of class, but I would like to get that information to you guys out to you as early as possible, so you know what's coming. So let's take a look at where those assignments are for those of you that haven't had a chance to locate them. And I'll also preview your items with you from chapter 1, so you'll know what you're supposed to see. Okay, and I'll also show you in Canvas where you can kind of keep track of everything. Don't worry, I'll also send you guys reminders, so that way you'll know where everything is. Okay, so let's take a look. So from your homepage over here on canvas.tccd.edu, like I stated in my first welcome video, you'll be able to see your class list. Even over here, I'm able to see what's been turned in from my various classes. So here's some of the items I have received from your class. Great thing about this is I'm able to see what you've turned in, who turned it in, how long you spent on it, the time you started it, and the time you completed it. So that kind of helps me gauge the workload and everything. Like, if it looks like, oh my gosh, you spent 2 hours on something, I probably need to make some adjustments. And let's see, the thing that I did want to show you guys is, see, there's a calendar feature here as well once we go into your class. So we'll click on your class. I did update some of the information here. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to do something a little bit different with this course. And I tried to take the corporate training program I'm actively going through right now. I modified it. I can't do the exact thing. Mixed it with some of our TCC training, and I mixed it with some of our some of the stuff that I had to do in my business ethics course when I took it in graduate school, and kind of created my own version of it, my own version of, I guess, like the flipped classroom method. So what I'm doing is I'm letting you guys kind of get some exposure to the material first. That's exactly how we're doing it in our training class, and then what we do is we come together as a group to discuss it and troubleshoot what some of those weak spots are. So what we'll do is I'll be looking at your reports. I've actually started looking at them already, especially from your questions that you've been answering from, chapter 1, and those of y'all that have started on chapter 2. And it shows me how you did on those questions. Like even if you got them right, how confident you were with those responses. So that way I know, they kind of struggled with this concept in chapter 2. I need to record a video to address that specific area. And I'll also take requests as I let you guys know on the first video. So if there's something that, that you've looked at, hey, Miss, I've read chapter 4, but there's some things I'm not really clear on. That's fine. Let me know. Email me, IM me, and I will record a video for you that I'll share with the class to try to break everything down into plain English, okay? Your office hours are going to be held through Microsoft Teams. I will get that set up this evening. That's been on my to-do list. Your time is on Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. Central. If you're unable to log in during that time, that is fine. You can schedule a one-on-one appointment with me as well, and I can work with you on any questions that you have about your assignments. And the other thing that I needed to show you here, like I said, was the calendar and where your discussions are going to be, okay? So you got your calendar here. And when you scroll down, you can see your assignments. So all of your assignments are going to be due on Sundays by 11:59 p.m. So that's Sunday going into Monday. And I'm emphasizing that because I personally messed that up in grad school myself. I was off by like a day for like 3 weeks. I don't know what was going on. I had way too much on my plate. The other stuff that's over here, don't worry about that. That doesn't pertain to your class. Remember, I have multiple classes. So one class has stuff due on Mondays, one class has stuff due on Tuesdays. The only thing that'll be different is your capstone project that's going to be due on the last day of class, which is October 14th, and that is a Thursday. Other than that, all your homework due dates are going to always be on Sundays. Okay, so then that way it's consistent, you know what's coming, and you're allowed to work ahead. While I'm thinking about it, I did update your syllabus to show you your grading material, like your grading criteria, not material. And yeah, I know the point values are a little funky. What happened was I was previewing the assignments and I was trying to test how to sync them in the system, and then I realized, oh wait, I can't modify this if you guys have already started, because it would delete all your data, and I didn't want to delete anything for those of y'all that had already started. So I just kind of had to roll with what we already had. That's why I didn't post it right away, because I had to recalibrate everything behind the scenes, but it's all done. So you're going to have 10 SmartBook 2.0 reading assignments. So that's like you're reading with the assignments. So that's the text reading from the ebook, as well as the follow-up questions that come after it. Okay. You have your online course orientation assignment, just in case this is like your first time taking online classes. You're going to have 4 role-playing assignments. So this is where you guys are going to step into that driver's seat, address a situation that has occurred in the workplace, and based on how you respond to the questions, the situation is going to adapt. I'm going to allow you to do those twice to see kind of what, like given a second chance, how the outcome changed, like the outcome as far as, were you and your team able to resolve the issue at hand, or did it create a domino effect into something else? Okay. And then leading off of that is you're going to have some discussion board posts. So your discussions are going to be related to your reading, your role plays, and your self-assessments. So then that way we can discuss, some of the topics in your reading. I'm really curious to see what happens with those role plays. Like, did you save the company or did it tank? As well as the results from your self-assessments. Like if anything surprised you about your results. If there's something that you learned that was new or interesting. And if there's something in there that you're kind of like, hey, I read over this. Can we discuss this a little bit further? And then that way you'll be able to interact with each other. With online classes, it's a lot harder to keep everybody engaged. So this is one of the ways I'm going to try to do that, to kind of make you guys all feel like you're part of the team. And then we'll have your capstone project that's going to be due that last week of class. You can do it in the form of a case study in a company. You can do a PowerPoint or Prezi's presentation. You can do a recorded oral presentation. And again, I will provide you with additional details on that. With the grading, because of the point values are kind of high, we basically need to make sure that you hit what would be the equivalent of the 1400 mark or higher to pass the course. That is going to be the equivalent of an A, B, or C, right? So 1400 or higher, you passed. If you hit anything in the D range, it's passing or 2CC, but it might put you on academic probation depending on how you did with your other classes, and we don't want you guys having below a 2.0 GPA. And then down here, if you're hitting below that 200 point range, then that means that you failed the course and you need to do a victory lap on it and reattempt it. The thing is if you reattempt the same course, it will replace the grade. Okay? So it'd be like, both versions will show up, but the one that goes into your GPA is whichever attempt was the highest. But again, you guys have your work early. I'm available in the evenings and on the weekends if you need me. So hopefully the D's and the F's won't be an issue. So let's shoot for that 100% pass rate. And over here, we wanted to see your discussions. So yeah, I had to post those separately. So the first one is up, which is your discussion board introduction and biography. So this is your chance to introduce yourself to me and your classmates, so I can kind of put some faces with the names. Here's your prompt right here. So this is where you kind of share some of that information with me, like if you're a recent high school graduate, if you've gone to college elsewhere and you're working on getting maybe a second degree or finishing up a degree. If you were a working professional outside the United States, let me know. If you're already working in corporate or you own your own business, you can mention that here. If you're planning to launch your own business, same thing. Mention that here so that way I can provide you guys with some resources. And what you'll do is, in addition to posting your reply to my initial post, you're going to respond to 2 other classmates. Okay, and what you'll do is you'll hit reply here. See? And then it'll pop up a box and you can type in the box. You'll type your responses to these questions here. I went on ahead and I added the rubric because I noticed when I pulled everything over from Blackboard, this didn't copy over. So this is here now, so that way you know how you're going to be graded up front. Like, what am I looking for? Your response and your 2 replies to 2 classmates. Okay, that's all going to be here. You can post your response directly in the box, or you can upload it as a Microsoft Word document. That's fine too. Feel free to include any pictures or video clips, vision boards, any of that supplemental stuff. I like learning about you guys. So have at it. Feel free. Have some fun with this. Okay. And then remember to post your reply, because we've had issues with that where people are like, I posted it, and then it's like, oh no, wait, it's in drafts. So yeah, so make sure that it actually does post. Okay. And if I don't see it, I will contact you and let you know, like, hey, it didn't copy. Because what I can do is I can see when you guys have started working on your assignment. So for some reason you've started on part of it, but it doesn't look like the submission is there. I'll reach out to you because it shows a little thing on your grade book like you're working on it. Okay, I posted an example for you. So I did one in line with the text as well as a Word document to show that you could do both. And I included pictures. So this is all the way back from 2003. There I am, right there. From my orientation in college. And meet your teaching assistant. There's Sophia, who apparently is awake again. She woke up at like 5 this morning and went to sleep about 45 minutes ago. And then down here, you can see your some of your replies. So if you're replying to a classmate, see there's a small little reply button, and then it will post a reply directly under theirs. And then in the grading side, I'll be able to see your initial post and your responses. Okay, so I'll start working on those. I'm just trying to give you guys a chance to get your 2 replies into your classmates as well. Okay. So yeah, so remember, your initial post or thread goes here, and then your replies to your classmates are the little reply buttons. Okay, let's look at Connect really fast. I'm doing okay. Okay, so like I was telling you guys, I was able to see about half the class was able to get in. Again, use that 2-week free trial. The sales rep from Connect is working on getting everything fixed on the back end, because again, you should have been charged for this up front. Like, the price of your course material should have been wrapped into the price of your tuition. So you shouldn't have an issue with things shutting off. But again, I would double check your schedule and fee statement and make sure you see digital course materials listed as in on your statement, like the statement is itemized. Okay, see, and then that way you can see everything that's going to be released on here. So all of this stuff is visible now for you guys on this side of the house. You'll see it on your calendar. Like if you jump ahead to September, just remember, look at Sunday. You won't see this other stuff because it doesn't apply to your class. So it's all Sundays. See? All right, so if we preview your items, then it lets us kind of see how you guys did. So there's your introduction to online classes. So it'll allow you to start the questions and dive right in, or you can view some resources first and then do the questions. And it will let me see how comfortable you guys are with taking an online class. I saw several of you have taken online classes before. Some of you guys, this is your first time, and we want to make sure that we get everybody comfortable with it. With chapter 1, so you see right here, I can see he started already. We can preview your information from your textbook. So same thing, it will let you jump to the questions first. If you have, a knowledge base in ethics already from another business course, I know some of the other ones do, dedicate a chapter to it. Or if you just kind of want to see how you do up front, read and then go back and do some of the questions, you can do that. Here's your ebook. Here's your stuff that's tied to those questions. So kind of really pay attention to that highlighted material. That way it's more efficient use of your time. It's very targeted to, what you'll need to be familiar with. Okay. And then you can jump over to your questions. So you'll be able to answer the questions, but you'll also be able to rate your confidence with submitting the answer, because I know sometimes what happens is you'll respond to a question and then it's like, I got it right, but I don't know why it's right. So those reports come to me, and then that way that's going to help me see if I need to break down some information for you, if I need to work one-on-one with you, if there's some sticky spots for the entire class. And then that way I can further tailor the course to help you guys. Okay. And then if you need to go back to the reading, it does let you go back to that specific concept, and it'll take you straight there. Okay. With your self-assessments, so you covered organizational structure. So these are all application-based activities that we get to preview. Okay, and what it's going to do is it's going to give you some questions here, and you're going to kind of rate your feelings toward them. So you see there's no right or wrong answers. It's just for me to kind of get a feel for what type of working environment, going forward you would be comfortable with, out there in the workplace. And remember, this applies to corporate America, this applies to the nonprofit sector, this applies to you being your own boss. And then that way, make sure that you share the results and keep a copy of those results. So then that way, when you go to your discussion board, then that way you can sound off about what your results were and how they compared to your classmates. And if anything surprised you about them. Also, for some of your role-playing activities, you'll be able to see those as well. So let me see if I go back to your first one. Actually, it is next month. So if it's like that one, for example, it will show you the information here. And we'll borrow this one, the public relations intern. So we'll preview this. So we are a public relations intern. That we work for a company that creates voting machines, and our voting machines have been hacked. And now we kind of have to figure out what we're going to do to address the situation, because what's happening is it's impacting our sales. Because word got out, and now our clients are starting to cancel orders, and we have to do some damage control. Here are your job duties as a public relations intern, right? Okay, and now we're going in to meet with our boss, Maya. Here's what happened. So, an 11-year-old boy hacked one of our machines in 10 minutes. Somebody turned a machine into a jukebox. Some tweens and teenagers were able to hack some of our machines. And then our flagship product was hacked by a 13-year-old girl in 10 minutes. So this sounds like something my brother-in-law would have done, Mr. Computer Science. So yeah, we've got some stuff to address. And then based on how we respond, the computer is going to adapt those responses. So that's what I was saying. If you did it more than once, you can kind of see what happens. What happens if I say false? What happens if I say true? And how it creates a domino effect with the outcome of the situation. So this is, do you want to downplay it, or do you want to be transparent and come out front and talk to your clients about it, and so on. Okay, so that's the gist of what most of those assignments are going to look like. And like I said, as you guys complete them, we'll discuss them on the discussion board. You're welcome to message me directly as well. If you find any interesting information, like videos and things like that you'd like to share with the class that are business ethics related, feel free to share them and we can discuss those as well. I want you guys to have a unique experience with the course and, really make it your own too, and really try to gain something from it. So it's a little bit more than a course. I really kind of want you guys to see what this would kind of look like out in the real world. Okay. So as always, feel free to, you can message me here, you can message me on Teams, you can email me if you need anything. Hopefully I get to meet a couple of you on Saturday during office hours, or if you set up a one-on-one appointment. I will check in with you guys within the next couple of days to make sure everything else is running smoothly. And if I receive any other updates regarding the 2-week free trial for the materials, I'll let you know. I haven't heard anything else yet from McGraw-Hill, but if I do, I will get that information out to you. You'll also see that I did post a couple of announcements. I forgot to mention that. I just remembered about a couple of the things here. So in addition to how to sign into McGraw-Hill Connect from Canvas, I also added how to check out a laptop or tablet from TCC. So in case you do not have your own device to work on, or you're trying to do everything from your phone, which I don't recommend, you can check out a device from one of our libraries. And I included the link from the library in the announcement post when you click on it. For some of your other courses, there might be some for your low-cost materials that are available. I know for one of my other classes, when we were using a textbook, I was able to find our textbook on VitalSource for $15. It was an ebook. Yeah, it was this one. Versus had the students bought it, it probably would have been closer to $40 to $50. So that was something that was awesome. And then also the link about student accessibility resources if you need to request learning accommodations. So it could be something that is permanent. It could be a temporary condition as well, okay? That's really important that we want to get set up early, because it takes time for those things to process, and we got to make sure it's done for each of your classes, okay? Other than that, you guys keep rolling. I will work on getting these introductions responded to, so I'll start responding to them and introducing myself to you guys individually, and we'll roll from there. Take care. Talk soon.